Bow, what is up? Bitcoin, risk on. Let's go. Let's go. We got some interesting charts for you to see to start off the show today. We got lots of other news too, all kinds of altcoin fun and much, much more. Stick around for the good times. And of course, till the second half of the show where we're talking crypto, answering your questions, what's on your mind today. So save those burning questions for the second half of the program today. Let's get into it. So, price of Bitcoin, slight correction back down into our bull market support band zone here. Coming close to the 100-day EMA, 50-day EMA starting to trend back up ever so slightly, 200-day trending back up ever so slightly. So we shall see how things play out over the next few days. After, of course, that huge candle up, a slight correction. Fine, all good. Obviously, what we don't want to see happen, if we want to keep those bull vibes going and really like, yeah, we're risk on, baby, let's go, is to completely lose all this once again. Right. So for the price to start closing daily candles back under the 150 and of course the key area, which is the bull market support band here. Van Kalen Lark, I hold you, sir. Sold everything, moved to South America. You guys are funny. Anyway, we shall see. Look, as long as we stay above that 200 EMA, I think we're in a pretty good position, but look, this is the key battleground right here, price-wise, on the charts for Bitcoin. This is where the 50-day EMA, the 100-day EMA, the bull market support band, and of course, critical support and resistance levels from history, okay? So this is an area to watch, right? We want to stay above that. If we do, then we start talking about grinding higher. But again, the reminder of reminders here, guys, as exciting as all that short-term price action is, nothing really matters until we take out 72K, man. That's the level, isn't it? That's the level where everything starts getting really, really exciting for Bitcoin and risk assets, crypto risk assets again, right? This is for the S&P 500 from Grant here. He says, sharing the long-term risk-on, risk-off indicator, we are moving back into a risk-on crossover here. Unless, of course, we're back in like 2022 and this is just like the kiss of death before we go down lower. Yeah, no, of course. Anyway, very interesting. If this holds true, then we could start seeing the S&P 500 rally up to new highs. Crypto at some point has got to hold on, man. It's got to come up with all of it. Can't it? Can't it at some point? We can't just keep watching the stock market get new high after new high and crypto do nothing. Anyway, we shall see. We shall see. But according to the indicator, we are back in a risk on scenario. Another thing that could get risk on enthusiasts excited is the downtrend continuing here for the DXY, the dollar index. Okay. Now, currently bouncing at a key level of price support. You can see we last got down to this level in December 23. So very, very key level right now where we've seen support tapped multiple times. So right in this zone here, we need to really break below that with some kind of real follow through. Okay. So we'll see if that happens. Now, if that does happen, obviously this becomes very good for risk assets. Okay. So we're watching that closely. A major dollar index breakdown here could be very good. You can see all the daily moving averages are all trending down. The 50, the 100, and the 200-day EMAs all trending down. MACD still in a pretty strong downtrend. RSI oversold, so that could mean a bump comes in. Maybe, for example, here's a theory for you. Maybe we come back up to retest the 200-week EMA, kiss of death, and then it goes down lower because the weekly trend here for the dollar index is not looking super pretty, but that means good things for our risk assets, right? Here's a great one from Mickey Bull Crypto. Bitcoin in its final expansion, wave 5 looking ready, 95K, then 143K price targets. Very, very, very interesting. Of course, the 1.618 line coming in around 100K. 2.618 around 150. And if we do get up to 3.618, that's all the way up at the top of the potential cycle in the 3.618 area for the Fibonacci retracement. So very interesting for the Elliott Wave enthusiasts out there. If this is the fifth wave, here's the thing. If this is the fifth wave, that could mean that the cycle end comes, well, around here sometime, Q1 next year. As we've been saying, that's a theory that we see getting shared more and more and more, where potentially markets top out in maybe March or April, something like that next year, much like they did in 21. I know we got a rally later in the year to 69K, but again, that bicycle top indicator came in. You could have just sold, walked away, and been pretty happy. I'm pretty happy, man. Been pretty happy overall. So let's see. Murad sharing this one here. Could it be that simple? Guess time will tell, but let's see. So this is back in 2020. You can see sideways chop, very similar to the current charts right now, right? So big sell-off, sideways chop, bit of a BART there. This is a longer time frame than what's here currently, but you can see the relative similarities in the chart here. So we shall see. This is an interesting one here for you as well. It's from CryptoCon. Can this super accurate trend from the monthly log Bollinger Band width catch the Bitcoin cycle top again? This indicator is closer to the top line than many others, but it's clear we haven't reached it yet. This may sound overly optimistic, but I have a strange suspicion that many metrics downtrends like these can be broken to the upside this cycle. Let's keep an eye on this one. Of course, meaning then, of course, that we see this break beyond the trend line, perhaps put in a higher peak compared to previous peaks, would be very interesting. Of course, this is a 4-year pattern that's playing out. So very, very interesting. Again, we could see that rally up here for, once again, a Q1 market cycle peak. We shall see. We shall see. And of course, BlackRock, guys. BlackRock, they've not forgotten about Bitcoin. Oh, they've forgotten about ETH. BlackRock hasn't bought ETH in days, man. Days. Zero inflows from BlackRock specifically. Some of the other funds have seen a little bit of money come in, but ETH ETFs continue to just be a bit of a letdown so far. And understand me very clearly, not to say they always will be. Wall Street will start building those at some point. They just haven't done it yet. Maybe they're simply waiting for grayscale to wash itself out adequately. We'll see. But one thing is for damn sure, they love the Bitcoin, man. BlackRock, another $200 million plus day. Big numbers coming in. We love to see it. Now let's do a real quick shout out to today's video sponsor, which is Control Wallet. So this is actually built by the guys behind the XDeFi wallet, which in of itself is a revolutionary wallet with all kinds of amazing built-in features. Well, they're going the next step here with the Control Wallet. So this thing is crazy. It allows you to interact with like 1,800 different blockchains. There's way more blockchains than anybody needs to have for sanity purposes, but it's got all the big ones, okay? It's got your Bitcoin, it's got your Ethereum, your Avalanche, all the EVM compatible layer 2 stuff, okay? It's got your Cosmos chains, it's got Solana, all in one wallet, which is awesome. If you've been handling multiple assets, you know you need multiple wallets, and it's kind of a pain in the butt sometimes. So this has got you covered for all of those, all the tokens, all the NFTs, here, one place. Plus, they've got social login features for your wallet. If you want to use your Google to log in, your X to log in, you can do that. And of course, they obviously have the proper security set up with the passphrase and stuff like that, if you prefer to do that method as well. They even have a universal gas feature here, so you can load it up with USDC if you want, or with the XDeFi token. So that allows you to pay gas fees across any of these different chains from one universal gas tank, right? So if you're doing, I don't know about you guys, I tend to do a lot of stuff on a lot of different chains, right? So I'm like on Linea in the morning, on Mantle in the afternoon, we're screwing around on Ethereum in between. So you need to have like, I don't know, $200 worth of ETH on 7 or 8 different chains in order to just make sure you have all the gas fees available. It's a bit silly. Anyway, this solves that problem, which is pretty cool. Plus the XDeFi tokens deflationary. They burn the fees from the swaps and stuff like that. So that's pretty cool too. So pretty neat. If you want to join this wallet, you want to get this wallet, you want to check it out. The mobile wallet is coming very, very soon. You can get on the registration list. Link down below. Go check it out. Support our sponsors. And thanks again to Control for sponsoring today's stream. So let's go. Stablecoin market cap hits new all-time high, beating early 2022 record. Fantastic. More money in the market means prices can keep going up, baby. Long story short, Altcoin daily sharing nearly half of all corporate money being pumped into this year's election is coming from the crypto industry, outspending big oil, big banks, and even the Koch brothers. Nice. Nice. This is pretty cool, man. This is pretty cool. Think about that. Now, the people who are saying like, oh, well, you know, if Donald Trump gets elected, he's not going to do anything for the crypto industry. I beg to differ, because if you understand how Washington, D.C. works, you make campaign contributions and then you get things you want on the other side. And crypto is the #1 donor this election cycle. You have to understand how big of an issue crypto has become in the US and how much that money is going to be expecting policy-wise on the other side of the election. Okay, so I think we're going to get some big policy concessions coming in for crypto, which is very, very good for crypto, especially in the long run. So very, very exciting to see. Don't fight the money, man. Don't fight the money. Updates on Pavel, by the way. Pavel Durov, founder of Telegram, a Bitcoiner, by the way, who we support from that perspective, but also, of course, behind the Telegram Open Network blockchain, behind the Telegram app, which is apparently the second most popular app or third most popular app. I think second most popular app in crypto right now, in terms of people going and getting in crypto groups and whatever, talking crypto stuff. Telegram is vastly important for a variety of reasons to our industry. So here's some of the stuff that France is charging him with. Of course, you know, the terrorism stuff and all the other whatever. But also, he's being charged by the French government, the land of liberté, right? For unlicensed cryptology. Sir, you got a license for that cryptology? No, sir. I swear it's the first time. I don't normally do cryptology, man. I'm just experimenting, okay? It's just a thing in college. Anyway, this is insane. This is insane. Look at what they said here. Providing cryptology services aiming to ensure confidentiality without certified declaration. Oh no, he was using software codes to let people have private conversations. Providing a cryptology tool, not solely ensuring authentication or integrity monitoring without prior declaration. Importing a cryptology tool, ensuring authentication or integrity monitoring without prior declaration. So there you go. Pretty crazy. Pretty crazy. Nick Carter here saying, checking in on European liberal democracies, tweeting about immigration illegal in the UK. Running a chat app with a ubiquitous Stasi snitch module is illegal in France. Doing cryptography without a license, illegal in France. Crazy. Absolutely crazy. You know, they came for TikTok because people were saying the wrong things on TikTok. And they've put a huge amount of pressure on X. Right. I can only imagine some of the stuff goes on in the background. And then, of course, the guy from Rumble, he had to run away from Europe. Right. So Jerry says, crazy. You violate the law and you can be arrested. Right. I know. Well, here's the question, Jerry, is has Pavel violated the law, or is it simply a scenario where intelligence agencies want to have access, much like they do with Facebook, much like they do with Instagram and many other of the platforms, right? So this is the thing. Are they violating the law, or are the countries violating the law and taking away people's right for free speech and stuff like that? Right? If you launch a social media platform, especially a peer-to-peer messaging platform, which Telegram is, I know they have groups and stuff in there, but, you know, to what extent does it become beholden to Pavel to tell people what they can and can't say, or what they can and can't share? So that's where I am with it. We'll see. I think a lot of it's bullshit, and that they're going after Pavel for political reasons, not for the reasons that they say they're going after him. Let's talk crypto coins. Future of Ethereum is Coinbase. I agree. Base is where it's at, man. It's the hot the hot story without a doubt. Token terminal here, base is running away from the rest of the L2s by a mile. Now, it's interesting. They don't have Linea on this chart here. I mean, obviously, Manta's way down. Blast is way down in terms of monthly active users. We see ZK Sync losing a lot of monthly active users after the airdrop. Optimism doing okay-ish, but losing a lot of monthly active users. Arbitrum's gone down big time, man. Look at that. Look at that. Arbitrum down bigly, of course, with basically everybody rushing from Arbitrum over to Base, because Base is the hot place now. It's where all the fun stuff's happening. I mean, Arbitrum had such a long time. It's what's crazy, man. It's crazy. Arbitrum had such a long time to cement their leadership, to get that token to have some value and all this kind of stuff. And then Base comes in and basically eats their damn lunch almost overnight. This chart's missing Linea, though. Linea's got about 10% of the monthly active users. So that's important. And that has been on the uptrend. So that would sort of, skew the data a little bit here, perhaps. But anyway, regardless, it's Linea's in third place right now. So Linea is a good third place, but it's still in third place. Base is 50%, Arbitrum's 20%, and Linea's 10% right now of user base on layer 2s. So Coinbase, man, keep paying attention to Base. A lot of money's probably going to be made there this cycle, would be my guess. Here's an interesting one. User stats on top DEXs over the last 30 days. Radium, look at that, 11 million users. Uniswap, 4.5. Jupiter, 1.87 million users. Very, very, very interesting. It's fascinating to think about the market cap of what you call it? The market cap of Uniswap right now. Let me just tell you what it is. I'm going to find it real quick. Where are you hiding out here, Uniswap? Uniswap is worth $4.7 billion right now. Okay, not too bad. Where's our old buddy Jupiter at here? 1.2. So it's very interesting. And Radium obviously is completely mismatched, I think, there in terms of its current market cap versus the actual total number of users using it. It's only worth $500 million compared to the other two. But what's interesting is how big of a market cap Uniswap continues to have at $4 billion when the governance token's literally pointless. If they turn the fee switch on, I got time for Uniswap then. I'll be excited about that. Jupiter, though, at least has staking features that provide value back to token holders, so it's good from that perspective. But very interesting to see the sort of mismatches in market caps and stuff like that, and valuations of token and value flow to tokens and all that kind of stuff. Anyway, that's interesting. Hey, real quick, you guys did not like the how to buy meme coins on Tron video. Message received. Holy cap. Basically every comment on there was like, Lark, you suck. Tron sucks. This must be a paid ad. Not a paid ad, by the way. Okay, guys, I have no problem doing sponsorships on the channel. You will always know if it's a sponsored video or sponsored segment or whatever. Okay, we always keep it straight up with that. Okay, but interesting because there's a big divergence between what you guys are thinking here on YouTube and over on X. I mean, over on X, man, I just feel like half the posts I'm seeing are about like Tron and Tron memes and the bullish Tron memes and all stuff. And like I said in the video, I'm not really. Oh yeah, by the way, yeah, Vote for Freedom says, don't forget to vote on Jupe staking. There is a current vote going on. If you're a Jupiter staker, go vote so you get your damn airdrop later, okay? Don't forget. But it's quite funny because you go over and see all the sort of excitement around Tron and Tron memes on X, but you come over to YouTube and everyone's like, no, which, hey, fair enough. We try different content. Sometimes you guys like it. Sometimes you guys don't, and that's fine too. But I just thought it was interesting to see the disparity of sentiment towards, Tron on YouTube versus Tron on X. Okay, what's interesting, okay, let's go on to this one. The price of FET, so Fetch AI, has surged by 70% in the past 7 days. Apparently some whale regretted selling before and spent $2.38 million to buy a whole bunch from Binance at a higher price. Interesting. Anyway, but it kind of reminded me of this meme, because I don't own any. Me watching yet another coin I don't hold skyrocketing. Yeah, I know. We all know that vibe. Milkshake's memory saying Mark Zuckerberg just posted a letter about Meta's cooperation with governments to influence the election, censor Mexican beer crisis stuff. admitting to government's pressuring him to doing that in the last election. Yeah, I saw that. That's interesting. I wonder to what extent that is being pushed by him knowing that there's probably going to be whistleblowers bringing out information on that in the near future, or if he's trying to, get ahead of the next administration, or who the heck knows. But yeah, social media, when you realize the amount of BS going on, I wanted to use a different word for that. When you realize the amount of BS going on out there with censorship and the media and the big social media platforms and stuff, man, it really reminds you why we came to crypto and why we're excited about crypto. I mean, we all love making money, but man, there's a bigger picture here too. Hey, speaking of making money, if you guys want to get in for 2 sweet deals from Bybit now, link down below in the description. Okay, you need to deposit $100 or more to be eligible for these bonuses. There's 2 things. One, you can get a $500 USDT denominated trade. That's for Bitcoin. That's for Ethereum, Pepe. A few other coins as well are eligible for that. So you can get that free trade. Plus, you can also get your share of Dogs tokens. So they're giving away 10 million Dogs tokens, a very popular coin that's popping up on the market right now. You can get your free allocation of that after you deposit $100 or more. And again, you can claim that $500 free trade. Link down below in the description. Not eligible for US and UK users. So, we did good today. Only 21 minutes. Nice. All right. Let's crack one open. Oh, this Vichy Catalan, man, always just like, it's so spunky. Yeah, open it very slowly or it sprays all over the place. Oh, here's a good question. Lark, if the Fed does not pull off a soft landing and they get a hard landing, but just a short recession. Okay, well, it's a hard landing. Okay, it's will you sell your altcoins or hold them with pain for tax purposes and expect top later and sell them? Look, if I think that the market cycle is going to absolutely go down and that it's only just down only from here, I mean, I don't know. I'll probably take some of the money off the table on some of those altcoins. I mean, what will be the purpose for holding? Some of them might even come back. My guess is that we still have some nice market potential, especially into Q4 of this year, 2025. We'll see how we go. But I'll start carving off some profits earlier than expected, just on sort of general recession paranoia, but still maintaining big enough bags that if none of that stuff the bad stuff plays out, then we have more money to make later on. If the bad stuff does start to play out, cut your losses earlier and just move on from there. Ideally, I hope I time it right. We shall see. I'm still in the camp of Q4 is going to be pretty big. Q1, potential market top. Maybe we get the standard 4-year cycle. We shall see. We'll reevaluate that later. At least the major market peak coming up in the next few months, let's say. I hope, of course, that we don't just slip into a recession and it's all just downhill from there. But assuming that idea ends up being right enough, then yeah, we'll ride between here and there. But yeah, certainly, damn, altcoins wrecked, man. It's been rough. What are your thoughts on AI coins with NVIDIA earnings report coming out this week? I'm not sure to the extent that that's specifically going to pump AI coins. I know it has in the past been a narrative that people have brought up, but I think it really depends on will altcoins more broadly risk on or not. That's what we need to see. And if we get a move for Bitcoin beyond 72K, that brings wind back in the sales of the altcoin market. Altcoins have their next big leg up. Until then, we shall see. I think any sort of narratives like an NVIDIA earnings reports might have a short-term impact, but it's not going to set off a new major narrative, in my opinion. Pomp says there's no altcoin season this cycle with Bitcoin only. Big institutions and politicians are buying and only interested in Bitcoin. I'd say that's fundamentally incorrect. I know that Bitcoin has without a doubt been one of the strongest performers this cycle, but if you look, the altcoin season thing, you have to understand that there's been money to be made in altcoins, much more money to be made in altcoins for the past 18 months than there has in Bitcoin. Bitcoin was 100% the safer bet. Risk-adjusted returns for Bitcoin are dramatically different compared to the altcoin stuff. So there's that to consider. But big institutions and all that stuff, they're using these things. I mean, we just had an announcement the other day that Franklin Templeton's launching a money market fund on top of Avalanche, that Sony's building an Ethereum layer 2. I mean, to think that altcoins are not going to make any money, it's going to be Bitcoin only, doesn't make any sense. And I'm saying that as a Bitcoin fan, somebody whose number one holding in my portfolio is Bitcoin. Okay. It's going to be so satisfying to clip 20% off the portfolio. I know. I know how you feel. I know how you feel. Lark, do you think there will be any BTC left to buy in the bear market, or will financial institutions have it all hoovered up by then? You got to remember, Cal, here's the proof from last cycle. Maybe this time is going to be different, right? But last cycle, we all got very excited in 2020 about all these institutional players that were starting to buy Bitcoin. Now, MicroStrategy, they've just bought and held, but they're the exception, not the rule. The rule is that you saw all these big institutional players come in, Berenstein and others, and they bought low and they sold high because they realized they can get 200-300% returns on Bitcoin with very big bets, billion-dollar sized bets, and then get the money out later effectively. I would say that you will see huge outflows from the Bitcoin ETFs during the bear market. Now, maybe the BlackRock Bitcoin ETF holders are going to diamond hand it. We shall see. But I think a lot of funds that are getting in are going to ride the momentum and then get out. Okay? So I'm sure there's going to be plenty of Bitcoin left to buy in the next bear market. What do you think is the next Solana? Maybe Phantom. As a bag holder, by the way, if you ever want to know what coins I hold, portfolio disclosures down below in the description. Pinned comment on X. You'll see my current holdings, my private sales, all that kind of stuff there. You also find the risk statement there because guess what? As you probably figured out, investing in crypto is risky and you can lose all of your money. Okay, so Phantom, I think, has got very, very great narrative potential for later in the cycle. As a bag holder, very excited about it. I think Sway keeps getting that, like, it's going to be the next Solana thing. It's got a lot of work to do, just like Phantom does, to catch up to that. So we shall see. A lot of competitors in there. What's interesting is that no one's asking what's the next Ethereum going to be. It's all about what the next Solana is going to be, huh? I like it. Okay. Hunter Biden's laptop. Big name. No one who has held Bitcoin for 4 years has ever lost money. No one who has ever held it for 8 has not been considerably wealthier. Amen to that. Amen. That's the trick. The trick is holding it. Okay. Elvin says, Lark, I have $5,000 in Aerodrome. What can I do with this money? So you're holding Aero tokens. Well, if you're holding Aero tokens, there's, I guess, 3 options for you. One is just to hold it and hope the price goes up and do nothing. Okay. 2 is to lock it up and get rewards from that. That requires a very long lock period, which you may not want to do because of the problems around, well, you have to hold it through the bear market, essentially. Maybe you want liquidity. You're not going to have it because you have a multi-year lockup. So that's one problem. And the other is that you can put it into a liquidity pool like the USDC Aero pool and earn liquidity rewards. Then you have to deal with impermanent loss. You might end up with less money than you put in, although the rewards should hopefully make up for that. Those are your options. Depends on your risk tolerance, your time frames, and all the rest of it. Lark, have you bought runes yet? No, I'm trying not to buy anything new. Chainlink, a good investment? I hope so. I hope so. As somebody who's got a big bag. Look, Chainlink obviously is a very critical piece of infrastructure for the entire cryptocurrency market cap, or for the entire cryptocurrency marketplace. The Oracle technology, CCIP, the big partnerships, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. At some point, the market should hopefully start to value things that are valuable, right? We've seen a little bit of valuation going for Aave recently. There's a bit of hype around that on X in particular. Aave, MakerDAO, Chainlink. I mean, these things are like serious protocols to an extent, Curve Finance and some of the other big DeFi protocols too. I know we're excited about Aerodrome and Jupiter and stuff like that. We're talking about like the big daddies, and Chainlink is one of the big daddies. It's pretty interesting that the price action's been relatively subdued by comparison. I mean, at one point I was up 200%, I think, on my Chainlink, and now I'm up 60, 70% or something like that again. But I think it's got good potential for the cycle. Jay says LRDS, new base coin, and on Coinbase, very low market cap and supply. Can you please check it out? I will put it in my notes for later on. We'll have a look at it. Block Lords, huh? Market cap, $8 million. That's a small coin. I'll look at it later. We'll have a look. I have no opinion on it, just for anybody who's wondering. Banana gun. It's a banana and a gun. I have no idea if it can 10x, to be honest. I really don't. I don't know. I don't know enough about the market mechanics and stuff like that. Although we have put it on our list of coins to review for the altcoin report, the weekly altcoin report that we send out, doing deep dives on altcoins. Are they shit? Are they not? Is there something here or not, etc.? We do those every single week. We just did one on MakerDAO recently. We got one. We just did one on Sundog. I see a next question here about what's your favorite meme on the Tron network. I don't have a favorite meme on the Tron network. I haven't been doing. I'm not doing it. No, I'm not going on Tron memes, but we did a report because obviously people are going to know about it. So we did a report on Sundog. We have a report coming on, I think, Aave this week, or maybe it's next week. But anyway, we got some good stuff coming for you over there, guys. So check out those reports. And Banana Gun is one of those that we put on the short list for, hey, a lot of people are talking about this. We should definitely check it out. Lark, what would need to happen to shake you out of crypto permanently? Well, I mean, I'll always keep some Bitcoin. Let's say that. To shake me out of crypto permanently, I don't know. Making too much money and losing interest, I guess. I'm waiting. In terms of like bad stuff, you mean? I don't know. I don't really think there's anything that's going to shake me out of crypto. This is, the value layer of the internet. It's the future of finance. I mean, there's going to be a lot of ups and downs, and it's brutal sometimes, but I remain very excited about the future of this industry. So I don't think anything's going to shake me out except getting too rich. We'll deal with that problem when it happens. Lark, will you possibly go back to holding eGold? Have you looked into the sovereign chain tech? Curious on your opinion. If not, I have not looked into it. No. Am I going to go back to holding it? Probably not. No shade on eGold. We made lots of money off that. Last cycle, we made truckloads of money. This cycle, well, we cashed in what was left, and that was fine too. Look, there's a lot of great tech out there. A lot of great tech. A lot of blockchains have like beautiful tech. Like, oh, tech looks good, man. Take that tech out, buy it a steak dinner, stuff like that. Good tech. Tech you take home and present to your mama. Like, mama, just meet this tech here. Look at this tech. This is some good tech, isn't it? Anyway, that being said, the market, as you may have noticed, does not always value good tech. A lot of great blockchains out there with all kinds of really great technical features that no one gives a shit about. I'm not saying that's eGold necessarily, but I'm just saying that, guys, come on. Let's just, can we just for a second, can we just understand the absolute absurdity of the cryptocurrency markets, please? Because you just need to understand something real quick when you think about these kind of things, all right? Look at this, okay? Let's just understand some ridiculous things here. Dogecoin is worth $15 billion, okay? Cardano is worth $13 billion, which is insane considering that the network metrics, total value locks like $200 million, daily DEX volume is $2 million, daily active users like 24,000 people, which puts Cardano ahead of other networks like Polygon, which has about a third of the market cap and has like dramatically higher network stats in every single regard. Doesn't make any sense. The market doesn't always value sanity. Freaking Pepe is worth $3.6 billion freaking dollars, dude. Think about that. Then all the way down here, because that's a ways down here. We're going to find it at. MakerDAO and Aave, the two most important money protocols in all of the cryptocurrency industry, with tens of billions of dollars total value locked, real revenues for token holders and stuff like that. Actual, valuable, fundamentally, critically important projects for the entire cryptocurrency market cap, and combined between them, they barely equal the market cap of Pepe, a frog meme. So no, the market does not care about as much about tech as you'd like it to. It's just the reality, man. I don't make the rules. Okay. We're so back to McDonald's, says Bangkok Bert. Feels like that some days. Lark, say something good about Litecoin, even if you have to lie. Litecoin is a cryptocurrency. No, you know what? There's a lot of good things to like about Litecoin. Let's not dog on Litecoin for once. Litecoin is the master of its own algorithm, which is important. That's part of the reason why I was never big on Bitcoin Cash. And I mean, Bitcoin Satoshi Vision was always a scam, obviously. But Bitcoin Cash, you know what? I had time for it when it happened back in the day. I said, okay, you know what? There's a conversation to be had there. There's ideological disagreements. I can understand some of this. Fine. The problem is that it has like 1/100th of the hash rate of Bitcoin. It's not the master of its algorithm. It fights with Bitcoin for algorithm space. Maybe they changed your algorithm or something since then. I don't know, but I haven't really paid attention to Bitcoin Cash for a very long time. Litecoin, though, is the master of its own algorithm, and it's got that going for it. It's a very secure network. So cool. I like that. I can like that about it. Litecoin is widely adopted, too. It's widely adopted in terms of, you know, ATMs and exchanges and acceptance in payments. You can spend Litecoin in a whole heck of a lot of places. So that's great. That's great. That's all cool stuff. And as crazy as it may sound, Litecoin's actually a great potential coin for an ETF because it's obviously a commodity coin, completely non-controversially. Okay. Adam, what's up? Go Litecoin. I have a point for Litecoin, and it's still there. This is, you know, hey, you know what? That might sound like a funny statement, but it's true. It's true. Love it or hate it, Litecoin is still there. It's got staying power. How many altcoins have you seen come and go and just go straight to zero, man? I've seen way more than my fair share, invested in way more than my damn fair share. Litecoin, though, love it or hate it, it's got staying power, man. It's been basically a top 20 coin since forever. So it's got that. Can someone make that a meme? Litecoin could be worth something if Bitcoin goes to the moon. Would you swap your Jupiter for Phantom? I'm assuming Phantom with an F. The blockchain is turning into Sonic. Me, no. I've got both of them, and I'm just going to hold on to both of them. Very, very different coins. New coin straight to zero. Yeah, I love that. Litecoin is just there because one of the OGs. Piece of furniture, you know. It's got that going for it, man. You got to give it to them. They're just still there, you know. So that's the staying power means something in this industry. Lark, my bags need your help. Don't all of our bags. Oh my gosh. I tell you. Lark, how long have you been in crypto? Since 2017. During all your time in crypto, what coin in your portfolio has done the highest X? I'm not sure what the exact highest X has been. Trying to think here. I mean, how high they went versus how high I sold them is sometimes a different question. Last cycle, we got Polygon around like 3 cents, took profits on it multiple times on the run up, made truckloads of money on it. I did not sell it for 100x at $3 though. I think I held through $3 and then, I don't know, sold some more around like $1 something and then some like 80 cents. So whatever. We got good money. I was good. Cardano was like a 50x approximately. That was good. I'm trying to think. I know I've had some 100x stuff. It's usually like stuff that's sort of just flash in the pan, doesn't actually stay around as long as you'd like it to. You know, how some of these things are just so short-lived. But those are probably some of my bigger, like, you know, some of the like crazy speculative stuff that like has crazy returns. Like they're very, very small positions in some of those things. So things that actually went into with like pretty big size and conviction, like Polygon and Cardano, around like 50x returns. So unfortunately, I have not been early to Pepe, and I did not get early to Dog with Hat, right? So, you know, you can't win them all, but definitely done pretty good. You know, you think about the absurdity of any of these numbers you've just mentioned, 10x, 20x, 50x, 100x, 200x. You got your stock investors out here being like, hey, man, my S&P 500 went up 7% this year. Like, going to retire early, man. Whereas other people are like, hey, I invested in a dog coin and it's up 50x. What universe do we live in crypto? Our sense of reality is so distorted. It's wild. Lark, I swapped my dot to runes. Do you think it's a good idea in terms of X's? Let's have a see. Let's have a look-see look. So you mean different runes? There's a lot of stuff, right? In terms of runes. So are you talking about one of the specific runes like dog, for example? Runes coin. There's a couple things that come up for that. Runes base, runes X Bitcoin. I mean, I don't know exactly which one you're in here, so I can't make a particular comment, but certainly the Bitcoin ecosystem is interesting. And I think there's probably a mispriced opportunity there, but it's also not as normally friendly as something like Solana. So maybe that holds it back a little bit, which is kind of one of the reasons why I've not rushed into it. SEC charged the DSO founder. I can't remember what that was over. I don't remember what that was over. And France arrested the Toncoin founder. They didn't arrest him because of the Telegram Open Network. They arrested him because of the Telegram app, which had nothing to do with the blockchain per se. I mean, I know they're related, but it's not like they didn't arrest him because he's a crypto founder. They arrested him because he's got that social messaging app that's not being censored adequately. Did you get your cock early? I guess early enough. It's still doing pretty good relatively. But I've got a very, very small amount, guys. Remember, it's just for our experiment portfolio. So it's just a very, very little bit of a cock in you. Oh, you're talking about Thor chain rune. Ah, okay. Had an S on the end, so I wasn't sure. Swapping your dot for rune. I mean, okay, interesting play. Let me just see here. Where's rune at now? I think just from let's look at this just from a market cap perspective. The current market cap, $1.4 billion. So, upside potential versus Polkadot, pretty big, 10x, just to get to the same market cap as Polkadot. So I guess it's interesting from that perspective. I like what Thorchain has done. Those guys have got a lot of great technology they put out over the years. I'm not invested in Thorchain, but I am invested in Chainflip, which is a much, much lower market cap competitor. I mean, gosh, what's the market cap of Flip today? It's got to be small. Let's have a look here. $22 million. So very solid tech being built out there, but very much a high risk play. But, it's a small enough percentage of my portfolio that if it goes up dramatically in value, awesome. If it doesn't, all good. All good. Okay, where are we up to? You bring up base a ton. Have you looked into the dev in Toby? No, I haven't. I have not looked into that. Bitcoin will be $90,000 next bear market. Yes, that's the kind of bull vibes we need. Imagine that. Crypto Face is long Bitcoin. Told him to close the trade. Not sure if he will. Well, Crypto Face, he's a big boy. He knows what he's doing. He'll be fine. Nibiru chain dead or just because of market? I think largely because of the market, but also you have to understand Nibiru chain. I'm an investor in Nibiru chain. Very, very early. Very early. I mean, we'll see what they pull out for the rest of the cycle. But very early with very, very aggressive emissions right now. $10 million market cap, layer one blockchain. So, I think it's worth holding on to for me. Even a 10x is going to be like big profits on this. So that'll be fine. So all it has to do is get up to $100 million market cap. That's not crazy at all, to be honest. Once markets start moving, will it become a multi-billion-dollar market cap behemoth between now and the end of the market cycle? I'm not so sure. Depends a lot. I know they're starting to run hackathons and stuff like that. So we'll see. If they can start getting some users and money over on the chain, then We shall see. We shall see. Misha says, when do you think the price of Bitcoin reached an all-time high? Well, all-time high at $74,001 or whatever. I don't know, maybe October or November. Cycle peak price, we keep going back and forth, right? And I think there's a lot of metrics to me to watch out for and really, really hone in on the next big market leg up. But 3 price points to watch: 100K, 150K, and 200K. That's the 1.618, the 2.618, and the 3.618 Fibonacci lines. That could come maybe 150K top for if it's a weaker cycle, 200K if it's a strong cycle, and something like March. So if you haven't been around for Bitcoin, when it Bitcoin's hard sometimes, man. It just goes crazy. Look back at the late 2020 market cycle, and we went up 230% from October to April. Huge move, massive amounts of money. Okay, we're gonna do 1 or 2 more here, guys. We're gonna finish up. We're getting up there. Time-wise, anyway. Mark, my cock bag is massive. I also have a lot of cryptocurrency. Somebody said Bitcoin is currently dumping. Let's have a look. Where is this Bitcoin dumping? I'm looking at the charts right now. What's going on? We're at $62,800. That's not really what I'd call dumping, but we shall see. We shall see. You know, it's like I said, we did an analysis and sort of where we are right now. We're at a very critical level for Bitcoin currently. I'll show you here. We're at a very critical level for Bitcoin currently. You want to see a bounce back out of this area. If we start closing back under this area, well, you know, doesn't mean we can't bounce right back through it, but definitely not super exciting as that MACD starts closing in here and slowing down the momentum. Makes it more likely we have MACD bear across, brings us back down to this level potentially. So we'll see. Look, guys, Rome wasn't built in a day. We're going to get there. It's only a matter of time. Day-to-day price movements of 1 or 2% don't worry me all that much. So Lawrence says, Lark, didn't you say you should be doing everything on chain? Well, not everything on chain. I don't think I ever say you should do everything on chain, but there's a lot that you can do on chain. And I do a lot on chain. And if you haven't started playing on chain yet, maybe you want to start playing on chain. There's a lot of cool stuff to do there. Last time you told me to use a centralized exchange to purchase coins to avoid big fees. I don't think I told you anything necessarily particularly, but certainly when you use a centralized exchange, you will have in many cases lower fees, but you can certainly buy them on chain for lower fees too. The thing is here, Lawrence, is that you can't buy all the coins on a decentralized exchange. Bitcoin, for example, some services allow you to do that. But generally, if you go to like Jupiter or Uniswap or something like that, you can't buy Bitcoin, but you can buy wrapped Bitcoin, which is not exactly the same thing for a variety of reasons, okay? So you can and you can't, right? Or like what we were just talking about, like Nibiru coin, right? You can really only buy that on centralized exchanges right now. I don't think there's any sort of on-chain liquidity for that. So there's that, right? If you can go and buy, for example, Brett, right? Here's a nice example. You can buy Brett on Aerodrome, and you can buy it, you know, with pretty good liquidity. So you can buy that on chain, keep it right in your private wallet. You don't have to withdraw it from the exchange or anything like that. And that's pretty easy, right? So from that perspective, why not just buy it on a decentralized exchange? Now, in terms of big fees on chain, the only place where you're going to have to deal with big fee problems on chain, okay, very specifically, there's a lot of things to unpack here, is if you're using Ethereum. If you're using Solana, if you're using Base, if you're using Linea, whatever, your on-chain fees are going to be tiny, man. Tiny. So it's not a problem, right? But if you're trying to buy something that is only on Ethereum main chain and only on Uniswap, then you're probably going to spend more money than you need to buying it, especially if you're only buying a small amount. Like if you want to go and buy $50 of Pepe, for example, on Uniswap on main chain Ethereum, even now you're probably going to spend $5 or $10 in fees to do that. So why not just buy it on a centralized exchange where it's going to cost you 10 cents in fees, right? So there's a lot of different things to bring into play here. So I hope you understand all the different nuances of that. So if that makes sense. Anyway, that's an interesting question. I hope that provided a bit of value. There's certainly a lot to consider there. Guys, we're going to finish up there for today. You guys are awesome. Thanks so much for joining in today's conversation, and I'll see you next time. Peace.